By this time next week, animal cruelty investigations may no longer be handled by the OSPCA. Instead, local police departments could be looking after animal welfare. While the possible change is only days away, how the transition will happen hasn't been explained by the province just yet.
Earlier this month, the Ontario SPCA announced that it would not be enforcing animal cruelty laws as of April 1st this year. Time is running out, and there's no clear picture of how animal cruelty laws are going to be policed.
Well, I think that given the recent Ontario Supreme Court ruling that the OSPCA probably doesn't have the legitimate authority to be enforcing those rules.
Dr. Michael Mogavera of the Mohawk Animal Clinic says police departments are better equipped to enforce provincial animal cruelty laws, but he feels the transition could take some time.
I think that government has to realize that, it's their responsibility to fund this sort of act, because it is a provincial act, and one way or the other, they're going to have to fund it.
I mean, the province spends $4.4 billion on policing services in Ontario, and there were less than $6 million being devoted exclusively to the OSPCA. So absolutely, there's much more capacity to do much more work in that envelope.
Throughout the province, police already have the authority to enforce animal cruelty laws, and in many areas they already do.
It's not like nobody can do this work. It's just a question of how well resourced are police, how high is this going to be on their priority list, and are they all going to take this seriously?
Officials from the Hamilton-Burlington SPCA and the Hamilton Police Service say they still haven't heard from the province about the transition. But the Minister of Community Safety and Corrections says an agreement is in place with the OSPCA.
We have already talked about a 3-month extension, which they've agreed to. Clearly they are experts, and we'll work with them to make sure that moving forward they're actively engaged in how we update animal cruelty and oversight in Ontario.
Mogavera doesn't think the eventual changes will impact how often animals are abused.